Well, King Charles finally stripped Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their title as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. I know everybody is screaming for this right now after the catastrophic fallout of Endgame, written by Omid Scobie.
It's not wrong to say that Meghan is Harry's weakness. Is it romantic? No, it is not. That's unprecedented stupidity. Harry is a puppet who was manipulated by Meghan like he was drugged by Meghan. Harry did not know what Meghan was doing and was not alert enough to distinguish what was happening and whether it was going in a good or bad direction. While Meghan walks to the left, Harry never walks to the right. Need proof? Don't take your eyes off the screen. It seems that Harry was unaware that Meghan would make a racist attack on his family during her appearance with Oprah Winfrey. Rumor has it that they quarreled thereafter, but she got her way. Furthermore, as far as we know, the racial allegations were not removed prior to the show's broadcast. It's believed that Harry was afraid she might leave him after this. She really does have him cornered. Not only did he know it, but she did as well. And even then, this has been the trend. Until she speaks it, he never knows what she will say. When she speaks of the children, he must be frightened that he would say something inappropriate. Following People magazine's announcement of the children's titles, rumors of a disastrous argument between them began to circulate. Furthermore, it's said that since they are no longer living together as husband and wife, Harry only learns about news from friendly publications. It must have been a member of the royal family who leaked it because I never would, is Miss Meghan's standard line of defense. However, news has recently surfaced from numerous trustworthy sources. They all affirm that Meghan directly gets in touch with her friendly magazines and that she is compensated well for her articles. They are reported to have engaged in numerous violent altercations. Harry has been spotted with bruises a lot. It usually has to do with money. He doesn't have access to their money if the rumors are to be believed. He believes that her mother Doria has been given financial support, but once more, no financial information is provided to him. An excessive number of people assert that they have heard Harry beseech her to remain with him after their arguments have left him in tears. It has been said that she acts violently when they argue. She has a history of throwing everything that is reachable at him. Is it any surprise that people who know him worry about his mental health if this is the case? Harry had asked her not to leave him far too many times. He fears that she may leave him, but he fears the public's response much more. Of course, they will make fun of him viciously. He is aware of it. What a miserable existence he now leads, and what a past existence he had. He needs to reflect on his past and ask himself why he is experiencing this. Following their altercations, they depart in separate directions. He is rumored to frequently cry himself to sleep when staying alone in a hotel room. He must be wondering when and how this will all end because he is trapped, under control, and controlled. However, Harry is not the only one facing this problem. She realizes that this cannot go on forever. If Charles continues to support their lifestyle, which we don't know about, the ultimate divorce settlement will be significantly increased in her favor. That will be her safe future going forward, at least until the next rich idiot comes along. However, a highly visible royal divorce combined with a vindictive slanging match would not be beneficial to her. The royal misfit will be favored by the British media. If the media's damaging arsenal isn't already prepared and waiting to blow Hillary out of the water, I'd be shocked. She is aware that she is not in need of him, but she still needs to deal with the elephant in the room. In what way can she justify the 2 children? There's more involved than just her leaving the marriage. Everyone will be able to see through the falsehoods and dishonesty, and a ton of it exists. Following the altercations and the immature outbursts, the narcissist realizes she is nothing without her naive royal connection, and the love bombing commences once more. She doesn't feel guilty. Who watches doesn't matter to her. She perceives employees like gardeners, housekeepers, and other staff members as invisible. Of course, the employees converse with their friends, relatives, and other housekeepers. To think that the residents of Montecito are unaware of what is happening would be a bit naive. It must be a hit with the film industry bosses who don't have time for trolls. It seems that the rate of departure for the film teams who accompany her is disastrous. She fires anyone who questions her or gives counsel. When a crew member leaves because of her actions, they tell their unhappy story to other industry professionals. She's having trouble collaborating with seasoned camera operators. The only people who will try it are those who are desperate for money or are newbies who wish to enter the sector. Nobody survives for very long. However, this is nothing new when it comes to PR firms. We should not be shocked. They arrive and depart. Even before she married Harry, everyone could see the warning flags. She informed the late Queen that there was a musty, ancient smell coming from St. George Chapel at Windsor Castle, the location of the wedding. She requested that boxes of air fresheners be transported by air from California. Not impressed was the Queen. She loved that particular chapel. The prospective bride was told by a royal courtier that it was built in the 14th century and was supposed to smell old. What will happen next, then? The greatest royal disaster in history is this one. Harry's own wife is making fun of him. He is terribly unhappy in his marriage and is at a loss for what to do. His closest pals have passed away. His racist family is now against him because of her. He has informed his wife that she is not permitted to return to Britain. He has had his honorary military titles revoked without warning. The money Charles gave him is being embezzled by his mother-in-law. Harry tells us that his 2 children are not the people the royals say they have never met. An increasingly irate public is writing to the palace on a regular basis, asking that the family reveal the truth about the baby scam. While receiving cancer treatment, King Charles could do without the extra strain of having to respond to demands to remove the invisible kids from the line of succession. It's all so unbelievable. Is there any way to worsen? Indeed, it very certainly could. Harry should have listened to his brother's advice to slow down and take his time to get to know her. He should have seen the red flags when his very best and oldest friends, who all had his best interests at heart, told him not to marry her. Prince Philip told him, everyone from here to kingdom come, told him what she was, and to run like hell in the other direction. He can never say that he wasn't warned. Even her own brother wrote a letter and warned him. This is 100% all his own work. If he wants out, then he has to stop being a bloody, needy crybaby and sort her out. Tell her to sling her hook and start by apologizing profusely to his family for his childish, brattish behavior towards them. A messy divorce would be the least of his worries. I don't feel sorry for Harry, but I do feel fearful of what he might do in the not-so-distant future. Stress at that level cannot be sustained for an extended period, and he does not appear to have the mental resources to rise above, fight back, or simply decide to run for his life. The witch mother and the pimp are totally without conscience, in my opinion, and if push comes to shove, will look after themselves first and the devil take the hindmost. Harry is a despicable traitor, but he does not deserve what I think may well await him, and I think his father must be suffering so much on so many levels. Real life is stranger than fiction. What a royal mess. Surely the ridicule Harry would get for marrying Markle in the first place could not be worse than the hell he is living now with no end in sight. I bet if he found a shred of humility and fessed up to Charles and William, they would sketch out a roadmap to help him escape. They could never let him return as a working royal, but they could arrange his escape and return to an obscure life in the UK. Of course, all this would be contingent on Harry following orders as long as he lives, or it's game over. I suggest this because I see the possibility of suicide in Harry's future. Now that is what happens when a spoilt and thick as 2 planks prick, I mean Prince, introduces a 2-bit gutter filth hoe into royalty. He deserves all that is happening to him and more. They are both very dangerous, deranged beings. When shit will hit the fan, things will get very interesting. Most intelligent people know what is happening with the gruesome grifters. We just need confirmation. On the other hand, I'm sure that Harry's woes are not helping with the king's recovery. Even though they are estranged, the king still loves his son, and seeing him struggling will play on his mind as he will be quite concerned and worried about his youngest son. The queen, we know, is quite concerned about her husband's health, and I'm sure she is doing her best to keep him distracted from dwelling on the family problems, but even she can only do so much. No matter what Harry says, the king is an excellent father, Diana talked about. The king was a father a few times before she passed and said that he was. We only have to look at the warmth and pride in the looks that the king gives the Prince of Wales when they are together in public to know that the king is a warm and loving father. And I have to include this picture that was taken years ago by the Princess of Wales. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching our video, and I want to know what you think about these issues. Please express your opinion in the comments below. Hope you will always be cheerful and happy. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos.